George Lucas has a quote which says, "We all live in cages and the doors are wide open." One of the hardest things I ever have to see is when I take my little daughter to the zoo and there lies a lion whose roar has been stripped away from them. Much like people in the society that we live in, where they're sitting in cages and they no longer have that same roar, that intensity that they once had. The lion, the elephant, and the flea. I was shared with a story about an elephant once, and how when an elephant is a baby, they'll take that baby elephant and they'll put a chain around his leg. And as hard as that elephant may try to get away from that chain, he cannot get away, simply because he's not strong enough. But as that baby elephant grows older and bigger, they'll put a tiny rope around that elephant's leg. Much larger and huger than he once was, he's able to snatch that rope away and run right into the wilderness. But he won't do it. Why? Because he's been conditionally chained now. Also, the flea. I was thinking about a story that I read in Steve Harvey's book, Act Like a Success, Think Like a Success, where in chapter 3 he talks about taking the lid off the jar. The lid on the jar is representative of a flea, that fleas, in the sense of this, have one of the highest vertical jumps out of any insect out there, a 36-inch vertical jump to be exact. And if you were to take a flea and put it within a jar and allow for it to try and jump, and it hits its head on the top of the jar, it will adjust its height so that it will no longer jump at its maximum potential, where it's only jumping now at 3 to 4 inches. But what's even more interesting is if it breeds children within that jar, the children will grow up never knowing that they can jump as high as 36 inches. Isn't that much like society and people, and how sometimes we get so mentally, conditionally trained where we don't even realize we can jump higher than our fullest potential? We don't even realize that we're chained and we can run right into the wild, the wilderness, and be free. And we live within cages that are wide open every single day. Let go of the limitations. The lion, the elephant, and the flea. Be blessed. Be encouraged. And as always, stay focused, my good people.